haven't gone live in a while. Just seeing if YouTube is still sending out notifications, if anybody will show up for the live stream. I'm just gonna go live for about half an hour. Just driving home. What's everyone been up to? Is everyone keeping busy? Crazy time out there. Not sure if I'll be able to see the chat. Who's this? Cody? Man, what's going on, Cody, man? I've been messing around with AI. Deployed a local AI on my local system, so I'm not messing around in the cloud. I'm building my own AI system right now, trying to figure out how that all works. So getting AI generation. What's going on, Diamond Dave? What's going on, Craig? Trying to get everything ready. I have another road trip planned this year, but I got to get a couple of things in line before the road trip, before it happens. The last road trip was pretty crazy. It was pretty rough. You know, van life was pretty cool. I can't wait to get back at it again. It's had me thinking a lot about prepping. So, you know, a lot of the things that we use for van life is a lot of things that people could be using for prepping for an emergency. It's pretty cool because a lot of the things that we research or we get into for van life, we try to find the most compact versions of things. And when people are prepping for an emergency, a lot of times people don't have a lot of space. So I think they kind of go hand in hand. What's going on, Tim Windsor? So if you're interested in prepping or interested in van life, I find that a lot of the same things can help you in both of the scenarios. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. I don't have a microphone on and I'm driving, it's pretty windy and I'm on the highway. Streaming off the Starlink, so hopefully the internet's okay. It will cut out from time to time when I go underneath a bridge or whatever. So some of the things that you prep for van life is obviously power, emergency power. You prep, you know, emergency food, all that kind of stuff. And those are the kind of the same things that you'd be prepping in an emergency situation. Right now, I know that, you know, people are stressed out about a lot of things in society. And it really has me thinking a lot about, am I prepared for an emergency more than the average person because of van life? And I really think I am. Like, I have power stations, I have solar panels. My vehicle is prepped with an inverter system, so it has power and it produces power and it can run things. So it's pretty cool. Do you guys have any questions about van life or about prepping or even about AI? I've been involved with a lot of AI projects lately. AI is a double-edged sword. So right now, a lot of the AI tools that everyone are using is free, or free up to a certain point. And then they want you to pay more if you want to talk to it more, if you want to do more things. And that's why I decided to deploy my own AI at home, so that I don't have to pay to play. So if I want to generate videos, or if I want to ask it questions, or if I want to generate images, or vocals, or music, or whatever, I can do that on my home system. Now, not everybody can do that because it does take quite a bit of hardware to get that done. But, you know, depending on your hardware, you can scale it down or you can scale it up. It can be quite expensive for the hardware, but if you have it, might as well use it for something, right? So right now I've been using AI almost like a personal teacher. So I have it creating courses for me and teaching me new things, and then walking me through as I do the thing. So, you know, if I get stuck on something that I'm learning, I can ask it real time, you know, this is the scenario that I'm in. This is the issue that I'm facing. How would I fix it? You know, it doesn't always have every solution because AI can't see exactly what you're doing, but AI is getting better. What's going on, Rammer Jammer? It's a new name. I don't remember seeing that one, so welcome to the channel. Yeah, so it is kind of interesting with some AIs. You can video call it, so you can show it what you're working on. But the interesting thing that I'm finding with deploying AI on my local computer is that you can feed it files on your local computer, and you can give it access to edit those files. So you actually give it more power in regards to what it can do for you. So those are things that I'm trying to learn right now. I want to say that it's a little bit more advanced. I was telling my son today, you know, those who know how to code are going to be few and far between because the AI system is coding for us, right? And how AI is coding is getting better and better. It's coding in a lot of different languages. What's going on, Shrink and Sharon? There is an AI website that I'm coding right now, and it's a prediction model, so it can predict outcomes of things, specifically sports. But I think the website that I'm creating is a little bit more advanced than the AI that I'm using. So I'm kind of just bouncing ideas back and forth to see if I can get over an issue, and then once I go from there, I can launch that website. But I'm also working on a couple other tools. And the cool part is that, you know, prior to AI, I wouldn't have been able to do or even attempt to do the things that I'm working on. So it is good, but it is a double-edged sword. And what I mean by that is right now, the free versions of AI, if anything is free and you're using it, you have to understand that you are the product. You're the product. You're what's being sold, right? So everyone who's using AI for free is feeding AI knowledge. So we're going to teach AI how to be smarter than us and to replace us, right? So a lot of times what I find myself using AI for is to troubleshoot or bounce business ideas off of. Is it feasible? How do I get around certain issues? How do I do it more efficiently? And when you start to do those things, you can really see how useful it is, right? But at the same time, where do those ideas go? Do they stay with you? Do they stay with the company that owns that AI model? Nobody really knows. So I got to the point where I was like, I don't know if I want to give AI all of my ideas. And that's when I decided to deploy my own AI that's not cloud-based. Now, I do have a decent infrastructure at home, and I am kind of looking at making my base AI so that it all stays within the network and the hardware that I own, right? So that I can still access it from outside my network and from multiple devices, but I own the data, I own the hardware, it stays with me. So I haven't quite got there yet. I've started setting up the infrastructure. I just have to link it together, and then I can start using my own AI. And that's when it gets interesting. Like in a conspiracy hypothetical, right? Stick with me on this one. But if those who know how to code go away because AI is doing all the coding, and the conspiracy that AI replaces us because it no longer needs our input. What's going on, Mike? You imagine the only way to stop it if AI turns on us is to code something, and we can't code anything because no one knows how to code anymore because AI does all the coding. And I think at some point, everybody should have some form of local AI. I know it sounds crazy, but it's almost like a protection, right? Because you don't want these companies to have all of your data. And there are certain times when you ask it specific questions and you don't know who's reading those questions, right? So I think at some point, if you're tech savvy enough, you should try to figure out how to deploy your own AI models. Right now, it takes quite a bit to deploy AI. And the sad part is the hardware that it takes to run AI, a lot of times for the regular consumer, is graphics cards. And now what they're doing with the market, this is crazy, but the graphics cards are being phased out. And I know that sounds crazy, but stick with me. The graphics cards, the main producer for graphics cards is NVIDIA. And NVIDIA has stopped manufacturing their 5000 series graphics cards because the VRAM and the chips that they're putting into these graphics cards are the ones that the data centers need in order to do the processing for the AI infrastructure. Now, NVIDIA and the other companies that are producing this hardware and these chips have realized that it's a lot more profitable to sell their hardware to the data centers. All right? So why make the graphics cards and sell it to us when it's a lot more profitable to run these data centers? So NVIDIA has basically said that they're not going to be producing the 5000 series graphics cards anymore. Okay, so then what are they going to do? Are they going to produce the 4000 series from last year? I don't think so. There's been rumors and hints that they're actually going to be going back to the 3000 series graphics cards. We're talking about graphics cards from 5 years ago that they're going to be producing. Now, on the other side of that, they're also saying that those of you that cloud game using the GeForce Now, they're going to limit the amount of hours that you have access to GeForce Now. So now they're taking away the hardware, and when you go to cloud game, you don't need really good hardware because the processing is done in the cloud. And now they're saying that they're going to limit the amount of hours that you can cloud game because they're going to divert the hardware that they were using for their cloud-based gaming to AI data centers. So why would they not produce the 4000 series if they're scaling back on the 5000 series? It's because the 4000 series uses the same VRAM chips as the 5000 series, but the 3000 series does not. So it's going to be very interesting for the average consumer who wants to game. Now we're going to be like, okay, well, we're not all gamers, but graphics cards these days are not just used for gaming. Graphics cards these days are used for a lot of high-level computing, and majority of what we do on our computer now is actually done by the graphics cards. The graphics cards themselves are more powerful than majority of our computers. And the graphics cards, in most cases, a decent graphics card is worth more than the whole computer. And that's insane. I remember back in the day when graphics cards were nothing. And now I have graphics cards that are bigger than some people's computers. It's insane. And I know this all sounds like, it sounds crazy, it sounds like a conspiracy, but it really isn't. So I think we're going into a very interesting time. I've been posting and talking about on like my Instagram and my Facebook about how the market was going to do something very interesting, and I think it's started to do that today. So last week I made a post about how I believed gold was going to run up until about 4,500 to 6,000, and then we were going to see a pullback. And then starting March 2nd, somewhere around March 2nd, we're going to see a shift in the market. And today, or over the last 24 hours, gold has seen a retracement of about $3 trillion. That's a lot of money. So it went from about 5,500 down under 5,000 for gold now. And that's over $3 trillion that was pulled out of the market. Now, my hypothetical is that that $3.5 trillion that was pulled out is going to be compounded outside of the market. And then we're going to see a very interesting crypto cycle that's going to start after March 2nd. Now, to put it into perspective, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, the market cap of gold was around, I think, 12 trillion, right? And it has run well over $40 trillion. That's a lot of money that was dumped into gold over the past couple of years, right? Everyone's been talking about it. Even if you're not into investing, you've heard about how well gold and silver has been doing. Now, to put it into perspective, the $3.5 trillion that was pulled out of gold, where did that money go? Nobody really knows right now, right? But the whole market cap of all cryptocurrency is $3 trillion. So if all of that money, cryptocurrency, we would see cryptocurrency double with 2x, right? Now, that's just a general statement. Now, obviously, it wouldn't go into the coins at an even rate. So you're going to have more coins that do several 100%. So I do think that we're going to be going into an altcoin season soon. And this is going to compound the issue with graphics cards, because crypto miners are all of a sudden going to become a lot more profitable once crypto starts to run again, right? Because they can mine certain coins. So if the data centers and AI is fighting over the graphics cards, and the crypto miners are fighting over the graphics cards, the price of graphics cards are going to skyrocket. Now, right now in the market, we can see 50, which is the top end card that you can't even get anymore. They're going for, I would say, 3,000 to 4,000, maybe even 5,000 US. But I believe those same graphics cards are going to be somewhere around 10 grand. It's a hypothetical. I don't know for sure, but I know for myself, I love graphics cards. I used to use them for crypto mining. But for myself, instead of putting money in the bank, I've been buying up some graphics cards and I'm going to hold them. And when all this happens, I'm going to see how much they're worth. I'm using graphics cards as a savings account. I know it sounds crazy, but in a world like today, it's about the assets you own that appreciate. And it all comes down to time in the market. The longer you can sit with those assets in the market, the more valuable they become. So, yeah. I just had some thoughts about that. Wanted to throw it out there. I haven't done a live stream in a little while, and I had about half an hour to drive home. So I wanted to talk to you guys, see what's good. I do want to start creating some more content. I was thinking about doing some AI content. So there is a channel, there's another channel that Shay and myself started. Well, she really started it, but it's for music, right? So I'm going to be creating some AI content for that channel specifically. And I haven't figured out the whole structure yet, but once I do, I'll announce it and you guys can check it out. But it's really for ourselves. We usually, when we go to sleep, we put on like a sleepy time YouTube video, and those are the ones that play for like 10 hours. So it'll be like 1 minute of video, and then it goes black screen, and then it has nice gentle music for a few hours that you can just, you know, soothe yourself to sleep. So that's something that I'm still building the infrastructure on. I started this week. So basically I'm working on an AI model. It's not cloud-based. It's all running off my system at home, where it's going to automatically generate the videos and the music and upload it to YouTube. I'm not going to share the channel yet, but it's going to come out as soon as I figure this out, right? It's going to take a little while. What's going on, babe? There's Shay in the comments, titled Treasures. Yeah, so I just had some thoughts about AI. I was going to share it, see how the live stream was running. I might do some more live streams coming up. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm really just trying to see how I can use AI to do different things. One of the things that really blew my mind about what I could do with AI, and it's such a simple thing, was I was able to take one of my videos and then put them into my AI model. It was a 3-minute video, and within 5 seconds, it transcribed the whole video into text. and it was really impressive. It not only did it give me the text, and the text was accurate, but it also timestamped everything that I said. So it was pretty exciting to see that I can, you know, do that within seconds in transcript video. 100%, AI is one of the things that you can't avoid. So if you can't avoid it, you know, what do you do with it? Because it's going to, right now, it's not replacing us 100%. Right now, it's going to be a pretty valuable tool, and it's going to be that way for probably 1 to 3 years. And then after that, it's going to change the whole landscape of what work looks like for us, right? So if you don't know how to work with it, then I don't really know what to tell you. One of the big things that I've been seeing in the market is a really big boom when it comes to, I almost want to say labor of love jobs. So things like cooking, things like food, things like desserts. I've been seeing that those have been having a really big boom, and those are things that AI can't do yet as right. So I've been seeing a lot of little businesses like desserts and donut cookies and baked goods and like all that kind of stuff really taking off, and they're charging a very high premium. I'm also finding a lot of people obviously aren't cooking as much as they used to, so there's a premium to those kind of jobs. I remember growing up, you know, one of the first things that people would say for their first job is, I don't want to cook, and I don't want to work in a fast food or a restaurant or whatever. And some of the wages that these industries are offering these days, is like, how can you say no? And they're some of the most consistent and reliable jobs now that, you know, the tech boom has happened and automation is full tilt. So I don't know, I think people really got to reevaluate their do's and don'ts in life. Yeah, if you can, because I'm driving, if you want to share the channel here, we only have 2 videos up, I think, right now, but you know, we can get a couple people to follow over there until we start to upload some more content. I think you should be able to share the link if you have it. But yeah, I'm just trying to figure out, like, AI is pretty cool, and aside from just asking what color the sky is, what can we make it do for us that's more valuable, that really brings value? And also, I just don't believe that the average person knows how to talk to AI appropriately. And I know that sounds crazy, but right now, I believe it takes a really smart person to use AI really efficiently. And as time goes on and AI gets smarter, the person doesn't have to be as smart when positioning its questions to AI to get the information that it needs. Just sold his likeness to a company, and they're going to they want you to believe that's how you're supposed to talk to them, but that's not 100% true. Because here's the thing, when we talk to each other, there's a certain level of understanding that we have, that person is going to receive the information that we tell it in a certain way, right? Because there's certain levels of commonality that we share with our friends and our family, and AI isn't at that level for the average person yet. So It's not there 100%. So you do have to talk about it with more context and more descriptions. Or if you don't, you're going to get a lot more hallucinations. That's what they call it. They call it hallucinations. And I almost want to call it lying, because when AI doesn't understand the full context, it makes up its own scenario to answer whatever you're talking to it. It's BSing you. If it doesn't have enough context, AI will BS you. I've gone through it enough to know. I've actually had, so I was working on a project and I had AI coding something for me, and it got to a point where it kept making the same mistakes over and over and over again. And when I would call it out, it got to a point where it was just like, you're right, you should do it, not me. It was trying to quit. And I was like, excuse me? You're coding this. You're going to do it. And it was like, nah, I've made too many mistakes. You should do it. Believe me, I've used AI probably a lot more than the average person in the past few months. And I've been building really complex projects with AI that I would beg to say are too complex for the AIs that I'm using to build the projects. So I've had to find really creative ways to leverage how I talk to AI, but I'm also using 3 or 4 different AIs to get the same work done. So sometimes when I talk to AI, I'm feeding the same questions and answers into several AIs, right? And I'm having AI, like different models, fact check what other models say, right? Because here's the thing, every AI that's out there is going to be better and worse at different things. So I would say the best thing that you can do if you want to get into AI is don't become biased to that AI. You got to have different AIs that you're going to want to use for different things. And even when you're within certain AIs, there are different models that you can pick from within it. Like some will have different thinking modes or different thinking models, as they would call it. So you have to learn how to leverage each one. So if you're using one, they'll have a fast mode, they'll have a deep thinking mode, and they'll have different modes. So there's certain questions that you're going to ask it that'll be a really easy question. And then there's certain ones that you're going to need more in-depth of an answer. And here's the problem. The AIs that we're using, if we're asking it really high-level things and we turn on the deep thinking mode, you only have a certain amount of tokens or requests for those kind of questions per day on the free models. And then they lock you off. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to deploy my own AI, so that I don't get limited, right? But I've been using AI a lot to analyze things that I see, both digitally and in real world, right? You know, as society goes on and people grow away from each other, it's become more difficult to network with people of knowledge. And I know it's going to sound crazy because we have the internet has so much knowledge, but to get through the weeds of the internet and to actually get the knowledge that we want has become a lot more difficult. It's inundated with ads and paywalls and all kinds of things that the average person finds it very difficult these days to navigate the internet. It's very hard. You can search something on Google and you can try to find the right website, but if you get to the website and it's inundated with ads, or it's inundated with paywalls, or sometimes the information is not put in a way where it's digestible, it becomes very hard. So yes, give me 1 second. I'm driving under a tunnel, so the internet's going to cut out for about 10 seconds. All right, sorry. Yeah, so it's becoming very difficult to get the knowledge that we need. And because in real life, we've, as a society, have grown so far away from each other. Yes, we have, Google, but it's very hard to get the knowledge we need. It's very hard to find the information that we really need on a higher level, right? And I've been finding that leveraging certain AI models, both digitally and you know, being able to video call it or take pictures and send it. I've been able to get higher level information about the things that I see on my day-to-day life than I could, or at least could fast enough to digest what I need to in the real world. So I don't know where I was going with that, but you kind of get the idea that you have to know how to use AI to really answer the questions around you. Perplexity. Yeah, Perplexity is a browser. I'm surprised you know that one. I just learned about Perplexity this week. That's pretty surprising. Perplexity is a very interesting browser. I actually don't know as much about Perplexity as I'd like to. I just started getting involved with it. I just installed it and I just started playing around with it this week. So yeah, that's definitely something that people should learn about. Interesting. What did you use Perplexity for? So, one of the reasons that I was kind of saying that is that I've been using AI to browse and get the information from things that I want. So, for instance, if I want to read a news article and it's paywalled, I can take either the heading or the URL and give it to AI, and AI will get around the paywall and give me the information that I want without paying for it. Say what you want, but if I just want to read an article real quick and I don't want to subscribe to something, I'm going to use it. And AI is going to scrape that data and it's going to give it to me. So Shrink and Sharon, I know you got a music channel. Are you creating them with AI? And if you are you using like Suno, or what are you using to create your music? And is it automated, or do you just make the tracks and upload it yourself? I'm almost home, so I'm probably going to end the live stream soon. But yeah, it was good to get on and chat with you guys real quick. I'm actually surprised my phone hasn't overheated. I find when it's wirelessly charging and I'm live streaming at the same time, it overheats. Oh, it literally just said overheating. So my phone is probably going to shut off real soon. Yeah, you write the songs yourself and then you feed it to AI to make the track. Yeah, structured in ChatGPT.